Good morning, good evening, and especially good night wherever you are in the world. And welcome back, guys. I gotta ask you a question. I mean, no one's ever asked me this question, or if they have, I can't recall the last time, but T of the D. Did you ever squash that beef with you know who? Now, I don't know who, but you know who can be, well, literally anybody. I can say that I've been fortunate enough in my time on YouTube specifically. I haven't had a whole lot of drama with anyone specifically. Now, that's not to say that my entire internet history is without blemish or fault. I do have more than one occasion in various other games and whatnot that I have had issues, but for the most part, I'd say I've been pretty blessed when it comes to YouTube, with one exception. There's one person for whom I'm not going to say that we had a particularly big issue with one another, but I am going to say that last we spoke, things probably could have been in a much better spot, if that makes sense. Basically, let me rewind the clock about 14 years ago, back when I still uploaded my prior content. I was playing Pokemon, and I was on a little server. I can't remember what the name of the program was, but we would basically, be able to do Pokemon battles on this game. And yeah, it was pretty alright. It was back in the 4th gen, it was about to be the 5th generation, right? And I had come across a person named Angel of the Night 091. And things weren't always great, but things also weren't always bad. It was kind of a mixed bag dealing with each other. And well, let me just kind of run down what happened with us. Is we were, I guess the best way to put it is we were neutral with one another at first, as people tend to be, right? Makes sense. They don't know me, I don't know them. Neutral, right? And then we had a bit of a thing. Like I said, I am not absolved of all drama. I've had situations where I've put my foot in my mouth, and that's life sometimes, especially when you're young. And I'm not going to say stupid, but you might be a little bit young and reckless. That's the term. And we got to a point at which they had banned me from their little server. I probably disagreed with their reasons for it, but at the end of the day, if it's your server, it's your rules, right? So if somebody doesn't like it, they're free to leave. If they act against it, then you're free to escort them off the premise. So it makes perfect sense. Anyway, while I was banned the first time, I came around and somewhat befriended them through a show of my talents at the time. I was actually pretty decent at soft modding the game that we played. And by soft modding, I mean I was able to change the game up, but edit the color of the sprites, as well as actually fully change some sprites in the game as well. And they were a big fan of Cynthia, so I basically leveraged my ability to implement their character as Cynthia from the Elite Four, and they basically showed their gratitude by, well, lifting the ban that was placed upon me. All right, everything's good so far. I'm back, everything's great. I'm posting a lot of content in regards to that, but then basically I'm trying to figure out how to word it properly, because the details of the drama that happened between us it should strictly be, for the most part, between us, but it is relevant to the story that I'm telling. So basically, I questioned who they were, and they essentially took offense to it, And instead of trying to squash this beef like people who at least try to pretend to be good friends, ultimately it led to my second and final ban um, on their server, website, whatever you want to call it. And since then, it's pretty much just been nothing. There's been a whole lot of nothing. After the fact, I had a lot of mutual friends who I spoke to here or there. Like I was friends with a guy named friends is a tough a strong word, but there was a guy named Wes Warren who I was an affiliate with. Um, Meanwhile, there are people like Edwin or Ruby Dragon or even Marth, who I would consider as more friendly with at the time. And one such friend basically came up to me at one point, and he was just like, "Hey, Atlas, I am somewhat aware of like what happened, he wasn't aware of the drama between me and Angel at the time, but he apparently came to he deduced a point of contention that one might have that was similar to mine, except he took it a little bit more personal. Like he was struggling with more of a immature mindset with it. And at that point, like he basically confirmed my suspicions. But at that point, I already came to a very important assessment of people's personalities online. Basically, being, especially at that point in time, it was a long time ago before the whole idea of like identity and like was so important. Online, it was just your thing. If you wanted to play a game and pretend to be something that you're not, it's just a part of the experience. Some people would call that weird these days, mostly because a lot of people who are doing that are taking it to a very extreme level. But for the most part, I see no issue with it. And at that point in time, post banning, I basically saw no issue with it as well. If somebody wants to tell me that they identify as an ostrich, I wouldn't care. They could be their long neck silly goose that they want to be, and it's just is what it is. If they say they want to be a thing, does that negatively affect me? Well, short answer is no, it doesn't. Not at all. Now, if we were like close friends and I was introducing them to like my family or other friends and it did affect me, then yeah, that's a whole different story. Like, you address that, you cross that bridge when you get there. But that's not where we were at. So by the time he gave me confirmation saying like, "Oh yeah, I found out it was true," mind you, it wasn't true confirmation. It wasn't from the horse's mouth. It was just he came to the same. He deduced the same outcome that I had at one point, and that was it. We didn't have any conversation after the fact regarding that. He was vehement about it. And he was very irritated with the reality that was, I guess, thrust upon him. But me, I was kind of like at a point. I was like, "Bro, I'm banned. They're living their life. It is what it is." Well, many years pass, right? I'm not like petty, like holding on to a grudge, if you will. And like it's like the end of the world. Like it's not like I just wake up in the middle of like I can't stand that Angel. No, not even far from it. In fact, I actually wish them well. Again, like I would wish them well so much. I would tell you if you would to go check out their channel. I'll post a link to them and give them a look, and don't be afraid to give them a sub. Like I don't like to tell people to subscribe to one person or another just because I say so. I say just give it a look. If you like their content or you feel it's right up your alley, please do. They upload something very different than I do. Basically, 14 years have passed. They still upload Pokemon, which isn't a bad thing. It's a very popular franchise, but I've moved on, and well, you can say I've moved on several different ways now that I do Animal Crossing amongst other games. That have led up to this, but it is what it is, and it all comes back to, like I'm saying, just feel free, check them out at some point. They're pretty cool. Real quick, let's say hi to Kid. He's our new little kitty goat. Somebody told me during the last stream that the tent villager is always smug. Yeah, and he's smug, all right. Hey, so Chris, I did some real thinking about what we talked about before, and you're right. I should totally live here on this island with you and your friends. So I'm here, and I'm gonna start living that island life right now. Cool beans. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much assumed that that's what you're gonna do the moment I see you. Oh well. Anyway, or any hoot. Back to what I was talking about with this person. Like I said, they've been doing a good job, and they're definitely worth the checkout. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not being petty. I'm not saying that, oh man, because they wronged me, or because there's a perception that they may have wronged me, that they don't deserve to have good things. No, far from it. God bless them. I wish success upon even my most dire of rivals. Which fortunately for me in this situation, they're not my rival. They're far from it. They're completely in a whole different category, and it's cool, right? That's cool. I like that. But going back to what I was saying, um, when I looked them up, lo and behold, the issues that we had all the way back then, 14 or so years ago, 13, 14 years ago, it's that moment of clarity after the fact where it's like, wow. And it's not like an I was right moment. It was, I wasn't wrong. Because, like, to me, it wasn't about being right. It was just about being honest. Like, I had a question about somebody who I considered, somebody, it was somebody who I struggled with considering a friend because there were questions that needed to be answered. And all I wanted was an honest answer. I wasn't trying to be right about anything. I just wanted somebody who was going to be transparent with me. That way, I know if I need them for something in the future or at any point in time, that I know that I can depend on them. Just like, in theory, they'll know that they can depend on me at that point in time. And basically, all the issues that we had back then pretty much lean towards my favor. And I don't say this like a haha gotcha moment. I say this as a, huh, would you look at that? Well, here we are. Here we are. And it makes no big difference in the grand scheme of things. But basically, I bring it up because I can't tell you. Again, all I care about is honesty. I can't tell you with an honest heart that I ever squashed that beef. Like maybe not necessarily honest heart, but like an honest mind. I'm in a terrible angle to get this scorpion. Got him. I can't tell you with a 100% honest mind. And it's not because I feel like I'm being dishonest. It's just I can't verify it with memory or from memory that I am being 100%. Like it's not that I fear. Okay, here's how I'm going to put it. It's not that I fear that I'm wrong. It's that I can't say that I'm right for certain. And if I'm wrong, I hope that I am corrected on that one, and that it cannot be held as a divide between us. But it's weird. I'm so defensive about me trying to say that I can't remember if I actually if there ever was like resolution. And if there's not resolution, again, I'm tagging them so you can find them. I'm also tagging so that maybe they can find my video and hear me out. Give me a moment to speak from the heart. Angel of the Night 091. I can't recall what our situation was at that point in time and how we got to the point that we were at, but I would hope that if there is any hard feelings, that we can reconcile those, and not that we necessarily have to be friends, but that we can both know for a certain that there's at least one less person who we can say doesn't absolutely hate our guts. Because it's not that I think that they hate my guts, or it's definitely not that I hate their guts. Far from it. I don't hate anybody's guts in the internet. It's just a silly little place where we go to waste time and bicker in online forums. I know I'm bad about it. I cause so much trouble on places like not okay. I used to cause trouble on Facebook, and then I just stopped going on Facebook. It's been like years since I've been on my own personal Facebook at this point. I basically just go on for work for the most part. Um, but I I will go to the YouTube comment section, and I can be a menace. So basically, what I'm saying is um, I know that there is a bit of drama that can happen online, and I try my best to um, avoid such situations whenever I can. It's just I can be divisive. I know how that goes. Again, like I was banned once. I was banned twice. It makes 100% sense to me why I was too. It's not like it was a it's not like it was a surprise for me. Like, oh wow, however would I have expected it to happen? Like, no, well, maybe not necessarily surprise. It was again, I know myself well enough to know that it was probably well deserved, and admittedly so, I've rambled myself into a circle, and I don't know where it started. So basically, what I'm trying to say is like long story short, if I ever did something that not just Angel of the Night, but if anybody was ever severely like offended or upset by something that I said or did, I would hope that they could have. It's not the confidence. I mean, it is confidence, but I don't think confidence is best word. Best word. I would hope that they feel safe enough, safe in my character now in the year 2025, that I'm not going to pop off or get angry or yell at them or anything like that, but that they can look at me and say, hey, Atlas, know me personally. Hey, Chris, please. You really hurt me at one point in time, and it broke my trust. And I can look at them and not be offended and say, hey, I completely understand. I really wish things had not gone that way. And if there's anything I can do to help mend this divide, that'd be great. Because quite frankly, I'm at a point right now where I'm just trying to grow the channel. And there's so many just different areas to be able to do so. And I'm hoping that I'm not like, if I ever closed any doors in terms of collaborations or anything like that, shoot, I'm trying to open those doors. I'm trying to pry them wide open and say, yo, let's go from shut doors to open opportunities. Let's get back to that. I feel like it's not difficult. Like, Animal Crossing is a great game that is capable of having lots of different people involved. And I'd love to see all sorts of people's islands. And basically do like walkarounds. Maybe if they don't do them personally, just like at least give me their dream island, and I can showcase that. And I'm open to like trying out some other games. I might not put it on my channel, but I definitely wouldn't mind helping other people get content for their channels if that could help in some way, shape, or form. And this is kind of where it's at right now. So that's the long one. That's the long way of saying that. Basically, if you've ever had beef that you forgot to squash, feel free to be the one who makes the first step forward, because sometimes you're going to wait way too long for them to make that move. You just need to be like, if it's a friendship or a relationship or anything that's worth salvaging, sometimes all you got to do is be the first one to say, hey, I know I may have done something wrong to you, and I'm just looking to reconcile that. I'm trying to think how to word it all. It's strange. I'm not gonna lie, Walker kind of threw me off. It's just money falling from trees. Um, but let's revisit that. Let's rewind it. Rewind it. Uh, TLDR. Don't be afraid to be the first one to apologize if a relationship is worth salvaging. And when I say relationship, it doesn't have to be something intimate. It could just be between you and a friend, a coworker, even a family member. Relationship is an umbrella term for anybody for whom you are close with to some degree. A lot of times, they want it just as much as you, but they're just as afraid as you are. And to be the best friend, sometimes all you gotta do is be the one who's the strong one, the one who is okay to say, I'm sorry first, and allow them to meet you in the middle. Because if you're going to be stone cold, it becomes impossible to break through, especially if they themselves are stone cold also. But that's for the comment section. Feel free. Let me know. Have you ever had beef with somebody? Have you ever had an issue with somebody? It doesn't have to be online. It doesn't have to be on YouTube specifically. Trust me, I stay off of Reddit because I know I will be banned so quick if I were to be on Reddit. It's not because I am some sort of a keyboard warrior who says lots of things. I can be highly opinionated at times, and I can stand for my soapbox and just kind of look down on the rabble. And nothing sucks more than speaking the truth and then being ridiculed for it. Being the person who says the undeniable fact and then you get booed off the internet because everybody else's truth is resist that fact. And yeah, that's kind of where it is with that one. True friends. Oh, look, I'm a soothing pal. That's what you guys need if you want to, be the best possible friend. You just gotta, it's there's a lesson that can be taught. It's basically just humility. It's what it is. It's a lesson that I have struggled with and I have yet to master, but I'm working on it. It's the hard one. Like what is humility? Humility in a nutshell is he says something that sets me off, and I already have my comeback at the forefront of my brain. I'm ready to just roast this dude, and my mouth opens, and then my mouth shuts, because as upset as I am, I'll be so much more upset by what comes out next. The results of what's going to come out next. I'm going to say something. It is going to break hearts. It's going to shatter dreams. It's going to ruin friendships. And nothing is worth that. And I mean nothing, regardless of who it is. I could be borderline hating somebody at some point. They betrayed my trust. And I know I'll never want to be friends with them ever again. Even with that, nothing is worth that feeling. Not for me, not for them, not for anyone. So please, by all means, that's to me what humility feels like. It's just knowing the boundary between being upset and being vengeful. But that's just that. Again, it's a beautiful night. Let's not stress too much on it. Let's not work ourselves into a frenzy. Let's not be too angry about anything or everything. You guys, I love you all every single time. God bless us. And I'm so happy for these opportunities. Again, I didn't realize we had shooting stars. That's beautiful. Again, if by some odd stroke of luck, but you're out there, you're watching. I forgot how to wish on a star. Missed two because I forgot what button you're supposed to press. I think it's A. Um, well, we'll have maybe two more opportunities, give or take. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, if by any stroke of luck, by some opportunity, you happen to click this, Angel of the Night 091, I extend a bit of an, I like to say an olive branch, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm probably not even a thought that comes across your mind, but if there's any, and I mean any amount of resentment that might be stored, tucked away deep down inside, please feel free, message me, reach out. If you could, maybe comment over here to let me know that you heard it, and we can discuss things, whatnot. Just you know, be the first step forward, and then hopefully lots of other people might be able to take that as well. Shoot. Feel free to drop a message and say, hey, yo, bro, you're like blowing this way out of proportion. You have to make a whole video about it. And I'll be like, yeah, you right, but you also know about that content game. But I digress. Again, love you all. God bless you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week thus far, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon. We got that fishing tournament. I still don't know if it's going to be on Sunday's upload or if we're going to do it on Friday's stream. Something we're definitely going to try to do on Friday's stream is I'm going to check out my wife's dream address so we can take a look at her island and showcase that thing thoroughly and deeply. And I honestly can't wait to show you guys that. So that's something to look forward to. But in the meantime, you guys are doing absolutely fabulous. And I look forward to hearing all about the wonderful things that you guys are up to and all the beef that you squashed this week, because nothing's better than a smash burger, right? You guys take care. Love you. God bless. And until next time, toodles.